A very good evening to everyone. Namaskaram and good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in to Mahavidyar's Navarathri Day 6 celebration today. Before we commence our itinerary for today, we will have a short prayer. Om Hara Hara Namah Parvati Pataye Hara Hara Mahadeva Tenaduடைய சிவனே போற்றி எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி காவாய் கனகதரலே போற்றி கைலை மலையானே போற்றி போற்றி ஸ்ரீ கற்பக விநாயகம் பஜே மகாகணபதே சாரதா பீட்ட நிலையே ஜகதம்பிகே श्री वल्ली देवसेनाधिपते नमो नमः शिव शिव सुब्रह्मण्योऽहम् ओम गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोहिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्री दक्षिणामूर्ति परम गुरवे नमो नमः दक्षिणामूर्ताय विद्महे ध्यानहस्ताय धीमहि तन्नो दीक्षित प्रचोदयात् ओम आदित्याय च सोमाय मंगलाय बुधाय च गुरु शुक्र शनिभ्यश्च राघवे केतवे नमः ओम आदित्याय च सोमाय मंगलाय बुधाय च गुरु शुक्र शनिभ्यश्च राघवे केतवे नमः ओम आदित्याय च सोमाय मंगलाय बुधाय च गुरु शुक्र शनिभ्यश्च राघवे केतवे नमः ओम श्रीमात्रे नमः. Once again, I welcome everyone for Mahavidya Arts Navaratri celebration day 6. Today we have a very interesting topic that we are going to present to you. It is about Mars planet. Mars is considered as the energy or the vitality within us which creates the fire to pursue our dreams. Now you must be wondering why I'm saying as Mars as a fire. Mars is seated in the Mooladhara chakra, like what you see behind me, my backdrop. It is the ruler of the Mooladhara chakra. Mooladhara chakra is seated at the root of our tailbone. In order for us to have a prosperous and a healthy beginning on any journey that we are in, we need the force. The force comes from the Mooladhara chakra. Now, without much ado, we will get Kavina Murali to give us the significance of how Mars plays in our daily lives.
Namaskaram everyone. Good evening.
1 minute. Is Kavina to be seen? Yeah. Okay, you can start, Kavina.
Welcome everyone. Today the planet that we will be exploring is planet Mars. Planet Mars is also known by a few other names. Mangal, which means auspicious, Angarika, which means burning coal, or Kuja, which means the fair one. Angarika, Mars, is a dry, fiery, and masculine planet by nature. Mars gives you extraordinary muscular strength, strong determination, ambition to come out successfully in material world, and many leadership qualities. The planet Mars represents our body energy, movement, earth, courage, brothers and sisters, war, firearms, all inflammable products, and residential properties, and also surgeons. It also represents security services like military, police force, soldiers, and army. This is such because we have seen earlier that Angarika has many leadership qualities. Let me get a pointer. Okay, leadership qualities. For planet Mars, Mars gives the native a white complexion with a slight shade of red. The native will be tall, muscular, has a slender waist, with curly and shining hair, fierce red eyes. Some of the natives will have pimples on their face. Their eyes will be round. Their bones will be full of red bone marrow. The native will be well disciplined, passionate, and aggressive. The body parts that's governed by Mars is the forehead, left ear, nose, muscular system, blood vessels, uterus, kidneys, colon, and red bone marrow. The planet Mars, if strongly placed in our birth chart, will make the native adventurous and independent, generous, ambitious, enthusiastic. They exercise free will, upright. They'll be accommodative and diplomatic. And such people will dislike small undertakings, but they will enjoy the execution of large projects. They are usually many pioneers, leaders, heroes, warriors, and explorers because they have a strong Mars placement in their birth chart. On the other hand, if it's weakly placed in their birth chart, the native will be afflicted to have a rash, an aggressive spirit. They'll be combative and destructive by nature. It also makes the native headstrong and unruly. They're impulsive, they're usually very vain, they'll be jealous, their feelings are severe and unfeeling, quarrelsome, some might even be a drunkard, and they have a very high tendency to be violent. But do not worry, every problem has a solution. Always have faith in divine. Today we will also be looking at the Stalam for Angarika. The Stalam is one of the Navagrahas specially dedicated to Angarika, Mars. The temple that we will be seeing today is the Vaidiswaran temple. Vaidiswaran temple is dedicated to Lord Shiva and it's situated 7 kilometers from Sirkali. The word Vaidyam denotes curing and the word Ishwaran denotes Lord Shiva. Thus, Vaidishwaran is the Lord who cures ailments and is the god of health. The main deities are Lord Shiva, worshipped as Vaidishwaran, and Goddess Parvati, worshipped as Dayalnayagi. It is one of the Navagraha temples dedicated to planet Mars, and Mars is also known as Angarika. Lord Muruga also has a special place in this temple, and he is highly revered here. The name Vaidishwaran was bestowed upon Lord Shiva as he cured the leprosy of Angarika, who found no cure elsewhere. Another important feature is that Lord Muruga here has only one face. Usually he is depicted with 6 faces, Armugam. When he received his weapon, the veil, from his mother and annihilated the demon Surupatman, he did cause a lot of wounds during that fight, during the time that he defeated Surupatman. So Lord Shiva was the one that cured these wounds, that was caused during the combat with the demon Surapatna. Even until today, a special medicinal ball made of herbs and mud is given as medicine to cure many ailments. It is given at this temple. Another important feature is that all the 9 planets that are present in this temple, the Navagrahas, are aligned in a straight line. Usually, we'd see them in a 3 planets per row arrangement, but in this temple, they are all in one line. The shrines of Lord Bhairava and Lord Satyanadar are depicted very nicely and are highly intricate in this temple. The temple corridor contains several pillars which add beauty to this temple. Another important feature of this temple is that it allows the sun rays to fall directly on the Shiva Lingam for a few days in a year. This is something really interesting, right? This temple is also associated with the epic Ramayana, which states that Jatayu, the king of birds, was given salvation at this temple. Even today, there's a special temple tank, and the sacred ash of Jatayu is kept for the public's reverence. The merciful Lord also promised cures for all the devotees who are suffering from diseases at this temple. The planet Angaraka protects the devotees from conflicts related to land or property. People with family feuds and problems in their life come to this temple to seek relief, and the Almighty will definitely guide them for a new life. Lord Shiva grants salvation to all his devotees and helps them make positive strides in life. And people who have Manglik dosha, the Mars affliction, in their horoscope, their birth chart, will usually visit this temple and they'll be able to get married really, really soon. Now, looking at Mars from a scientific point of view, Mars is a cold desert world, about half the size of Earth. It's sometimes called the red planet because of the rusty iron in the ground. Just like Earth, Mars also has seasons, polar ice caps, volcanoes, canyons, and weather. However, it has a very thin atmosphere, which makes it difficult for humans to survive if they just go there to Mars. There are signs of ancient floods on Mars, but now the water mostly exists in icy dirt and thin clouds. Before I end my presentation today, I'd like to share a poem that I wrote back in 2020, about a year ago. The theme for this poem was supposed to be a new tomorrow. The title of my poem is Away from Home. Planet Earth is dying, I'm sure that's clear. Nature weeps and the sobs are deafening, I can hear. We're on our next mission to planet Mars, a new progress along flying cars, new hope for life, new hope for the future. The extraterrestrials might think it's torture. The rapid development of cosmotechnology, like the rate of mitosis as I recall biology. The thirst for knowledge and hunger to learn. An opportunity like this will never be spent. On the Mars 2020 Perseverance rover, robotic scientists just glance over to seek for signs of habitable conditions and potential life with redefinition. Despite the change that we have to endure, this is the time for us to grow. In the history of science, it'll be a stepping stone to help us better understand all the unknown. Together, let's hope for a better tomorrow where we can live our lives without any sorrow. Thank you, everyone. I'm Karina.
There was a beautiful presentation by Kavina Murali. Angarakam, or Mars, has a very significant role in human lives in a much more detailed manner. We shall discuss about that after hearing the Kriti on Angarakam, set to Ragam, Shruti, Talam, Rupakam. It's a composition of Sri Muthuswami Dikshidhar and will be presented by myself.
अङ्गारकमेष वृश्चिकरास्याधिपतिं रक्ताङ्गं रक्तापरागिधरं शक्तिशूलधरं मङ्गलं कम्बुगलं मञ्जुळधर पदयुगलं मङ्गलदायकमेशतुरङ्गं मगरोतुङ्गं मङ्गलं कम्बुगलं मञ्जुळधर पदयुगलं मङ्गलदायकमेशतुरङ्गं मगरोतुङ्गम् अङ्गारकमाश्रयाम्यहं विनताश्रितजनमदारम् मङ्गलवारं भूमिकुमारं वारं वारं अङ्गारकमाश्रयाम्यहम् दानवसुरसेवितं मन्दस्मितविलसितवक्त्रं दरनीप्रदं रात्रिकारकं रक्तनेत्रं दीनरक्षकं पूजित वैद्यनाथक्षेत्रं दीनरक्षकं पूजित वैद्यनाथक्षेत्रं दिव्यौगादिगुरुगुहकटाक्षनुग्रहपात्रं दिव्यौगादिगुरुगुहकटाक्षनुग्रहपात्रं भानुचन्द्रगुरुमित्रं भासमानसुगलत्रं भानुचन्द्रगुरुमित्रं भासमानसुगलत्रं चाणुस्तहस्तचित्रं चतुर्भुजमतिविचित्रं भानुचन्द्रगुरुमित्रं भासमानसुगलत्रं चाणुस्तहस्तचित्रं चतुर्भुजमतिविचित्रं अङ्गारकमाश्रयाम्यहं विहताश्रितजनमदारं मङ्गलवारं भूमिकुमारं वारं वारं अङ्गारकमाश्रयाम्यहम्
Now that was a beautiful kriti on Angarakam. As I did mention earlier on, that Mars has got a very significant, high significance in our daily lives. But how? Mars is actually related to our bloodstream, blood system, blood purification. And as what Kavina did mention in her slide, it is also related to the bone marrow. There are many issues that actually occur when a Mars planet or a Mars placement in our charts are in a malefic situation. We tend to feel tired despite of having a lot of energy to wanting to do a certain task. You feel very lethargic. The moment you sit down, you feel like, okay, I'm going to sleep. You feel sleepy, you feel tired without any reason for it. This is actually because the Mars element plays a very vital role in, especially in our thyroid glands. When our thyroid glands or thyroid hormones are imbalanced, it actually causes us to have this tiredness, this sleepiness. And this is due to one is hypothyroid or hyperthyroid. Hypothyroid is where you really feel tired. You can just doze off while even sitting and doing work. And one main remedy actually to overcome this is getting yourself acquainted with your lower limbs, because Mooladhara chakra is where Mars resides in our system, in our body. So getting involved in doing physical exercises or physical activities like yoga, walking, jogging, anything that involves your lower limbs, that means your waist and below, it's going to enhance the strength of the Mars planet in our system. So this will eventually improve our blood flow, blood purification within us, as well as these hypothyroid or hyperthyroid issues will actually come to a balance. And in yogic practices, we actually have a particular asana called bandhas. It is actually locks. So there is a particular lock that we can perform with our neck, in our neck area, that is actually going to help us to overcome these hypothyroid or hyperthyroid issues, which is also very closely related to the Mars. So this is known as, there are two asanas I did mention. So one is called Setu Bandhasana, which is you are actually elevating your body upward, balancing yourselves on your feet and locking your chest towards your chin. I'm sorry, I'm not in a position right now to actually perform that asana. Maybe you can Google it up and search it. It's called Setu Bandhasana. The other asana that we can actually do is Jaladhara Bandha. It's a locking of your neck portion. You can be seated at your either in Padmasana, or you can, if you are unable to sit on the floor, then you can actually sit on a chair and taking deep breath and lock your chin and hold the breath for a few counts up to where you can, and then slowly release. This bandha or this Setu Bandhasana or this Jaladhara Bandha actually helps to purify the toxicity that is actually being deposited in your lymph nodes, which are actually surrounding in your neck area. See, our daily lives, we actually don't do lymphatic drainages because we are not aware of it. So these lymphatic drainages, how we can actually do is, some people use this a beauty tool called gua shas. Beauty tool is not just for beauty alone, it also helps us to drain off impurities within us. So they use these gua shas and just scrape it slowly downwards. So by doing this, what happens is actually clearing the blockages that you are not able to see with your naked eye. It clears off and it gives you a more not only glowing in terms of your skin, but also you will feel energetic and revived or rejuvenated for that day. So you can either do this these gua sha techniques in the morning and night, or whichever preferable time of yours. The other thing, or the second step that you can actually enhance your root chakra or your Mooladhara chakra or the Mars element in your body, it is by one, going for your daily walks every day, getting yourself connected with Mother Nature. That means walking or getting your hands, your any part of your body to acquaint it with the soil or nature, trees. Going hugging a tree also will actually help you to energize back your root chakras. Okay, so eventually it will start to help you to increase your courage, because Mars is actually mainly your courage to take decisions, to move forward in life, to give you the confidence to face challenges that are coming. Like just like how a soldier, when he's sent to the battlefield, he must be able to know who are his opponents that are coming in front. So he has to have a good aim in life, or a good aim towards where his opponents are coming from. Likewise, in our day, in our lives, we are actually facing a lot of challenges, but due to certain restrictions or certain habitual habitual thoughts that we have in our mind, we are putting restrictions. We are not allowing ourselves to move forward. Why? Because the root chakra is considered imbalanced at this point. So to enhance this, we can do the activities that I did mention earlier. You can go walking, you can go jogging, anything that acquaints yourself with your lower limbs or your physical touch, your hands. You can use your hands to do gardening, get in touch with soil, go and hug the tree, go walking. Okay, acquaint yourself with Mother Nature. That is the most important element to enhance this root chakra, or the mass element within our system. You will eventually see a lot of changes. You will start being confident in your day-to-day life. You won't feel sluggish. You will feel energized to accomplish all your daily chores. It can be even a very important project that you want to do, but due to this feeling of tiredness, it's putting a stumbling block upon for you to progress. So to overcome this, you can try all these methods. That was a quick review about Mars planet. And today I'll be also singing a kriti on Kamakshi, goddess Kamakshi. And there is a significant story behind this goddess. It is believed that King Dasharatha, the father of Sri Ram and the king of Surya Vanchis, actually performed this Putra Kamecha Yagam to get sons in Kanchi Kamakshi Amman temple. And through this Yagam, they did get 4 sons. So it is believed that Kanchi Kamakshi Amman actually gives child boon for those who are in search of having children, and also to increase their vamsam. And there is another epic that also took place in Kanchi Kamakshi Amman temple, which is related to speech. Mukar was a poet, but he was dumb. He was not able to speak. And he used to sit down in front of Kamakshi Amman and just stare at her. But actually, he is reciting his poem to her. But he was not able to express it out verbally because he was being dumb. This was a past life curse. So he used to stare at Kanchi Kamakshi Amman's beautiful lips, and eventually he started to speak. And this poem that he actually wrote is about 500 verses, and it's dedicated, and it's called Mukha Panchasati. The beauty of this Mukha Panchasati is actually, for example, those who are having children with speech delay, ADHD, autism, who are unable to put focus in their the child is not able to focus on their studies, they can actually recite or listen to this Mukha Panchasati, and eventually they will start to improve due to by hearing it for a long period of time. Miracles don't happen just 1 day, 2 days, but it takes time for them to overcome these issues. So today I'll be rendering a kriti on Kanchi Kamakshi Amman. The title of the song is Palinchu Kamakshi, It is a composition of Shyama Sastri. Shyama Sastri is also one of the trinities of Carnatic music, and he is also a very profound Sri Vidya Upasaka. So today I will be rendering a kriti. This is set to Ragam Madhyamavadi, Talam Adi Rattakalai. Padinchu Kamachi Pavani Amba Padinchu Kamachi Pavani Papasabani Amba Padinchu Kamachi Pavani Papasabani Amba Padinchu Kamachi Pavani Papasamani Amba Palinchu Kamachi Pavani Papasamani Amba Palinchu Kamachi Pavani Papashamani Amba Palinchu Kamachi Pavani Papashamani Amba Palinchu Kamachi Pavani Chala Bagubida Muganinu Sada Begu Konedina Yendela Chala Bagubida Muganinu Sada Begu Konedina Yendela Chala Paguvida Muganinu Sada Vedu Kodedina Yendela Ila Gujese Bubetarin Chave Vegamenanu Ila Gujese Vegamenanno Sare Pamarisa Sare Marisa Sare Sam Resane Pa Pama Padi Sare Pama Pasarisa Pama Pani Pasani Risa Marisa Nibarisa Nipa Marisa Palinchu Kamachi Pavani Papashamani Amba Palinchu Kamachi Pavani Swantam Gulonanil Dalajena నీవేల సంతోషములొసగేవని నీవు మనోరథ ఫలదాయినివని కాంతమగు పేరు పొందితివి కారుణ్యమూర్తి వై జగము కాపాడిన తల్లి గద నీడు నీడు పేటను లాలించి సరి పమరి సరి సరి మరి సరి సరి స సని పమ పని సరి పమ ప సరి స పమ పని ప సని రి స మరి సని పరి సని పమ రి స పాలించు కామాక్షి పావని పాప శమని అంబ పాలించు కామాక్షి పావని That was a kriti on Goddess Kamakshi. I hope everyone enjoyed today's informative sharing session as well as music sessions. Navaratri is not just about music alone, it's about sharing your knowledge with others to enlighten another person's life and bring happiness in abundance as a collective. With that, we will conclude today's session with the Shanti Mantra. Om Asato ma Satkamaya Tavaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityo ma Amridam Gamaya Om Purnamada Purnamida Purnat Purnamudachyade Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyade. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you everyone for today's for being with us for today's session. Tomorrow we will be doing a presentation as well as music presentation on Buddha, the Mercurian planet. So stay tuned, stay blessed, stay safe, and Hari Om.